Hey guys, Everglade Glade here. Welcome back to another video. Now, in today's video, we're just going to be... I have a lot of stuff on my mind that I just want to get out of the way. A lot of stuff has been happening as of late that I just want to talk about in a video. And a couple things I want to talk about off the bat. I am looking at my webcam right now, and I will look down towards my monitor because I'm more accustomed to seeing my face rather than staring at a webcam. So I will shift my eyes around. Another thing, I'm going to be doing daily uploads now just because I really want to pump out content. So I'll be pumping out a video today. VGC content's coming. I'm going to be starting up the podcast again for you guys because I know you guys really enjoyed that. You can interpret this as a podcast. Today's just kind of me talking about some stuff that's happened in the world and just some stuff that's happened to me in quarantine as of late that I just want to get off my chest and talk about. But before I get into that, I apologize for the glare in the back. I'm in the office, and the office has a bunch of skylights, so you can see my arms are like glowing. But that's where my monitor is. That's where my webcam is, and I wanted to try that out. Wanted to see how it works. And tell me how the audio is for this video. But in today's video, we're just going to be going over some things, just that I've been on my mind, and I'm also going to be eating a banana because I haven't had lunch and it's 3:15. So you will hear me munching. So I apologize for that, but a boy's gotta eat. First thing I want to get into, and I will be swearing a bit in this video, the world's a shit show right now. Coronavirus fricked us up. And I'm just ready. I'm just ready to go back to normal. I don't even know where to start. All right, let's start in the beginning. Let's start in March, where everything started. We just started getting our cases. People were starting to, starting to get kind of nervous about this whole upcoming pandemic, and that's when the school was considering shutting down. And it was. Around February there was some talk, but it really wasn't much. But now it's just gone absolutely bonkers right now. I know my hair's crazy, by the way. We're just gonna keep it like that. And it's been really boring, just sitting at home. I've been to other places, if you can't tell. By my arms, look. So I went to the beach because you see white and then tan. Went to the beach and whatnot, and I'll talk about that a little bit in my experience there, during the pandemic. It was fugly, effing crap. But so the coronavirus just pretty much screwed us all over. For school, I was taking honors classes, and I was going. I think I got like an 80% in the first semester, so I wanted to bump that up. In the second semester, I wanted to push for a 92, so my average could be a 90% in science. Honors classes. But we never really got a true fourth marking period because we all went out. And the school basically just shut down. So that was great. So school's closed. School's out for the summer, technically. But school closed. So we had March, April, May, June, July. And we're in July now. It feels like time has gone so slow yet so fast, and I'm just going to talk. This will be a podcast. I'm going to ramble because I don't have a script. I don't have anything. And really, honestly, if you're doing something, just go do that thing and then just listen to this. I wouldn't sit here look at my face for like an hour because I will be here probably for an hour talking. But school got fricked up. I didn't get to see my friends. I haven't seen my friends. There was a lot of stuff I was looking forward to, and the other half of the year that I just missed out I missed out on. We were just gonna hang out. Ooh, banana went down the wrong way. I was gonna hang out with my friends a lot more. Alright, this is gonna sound funny, but ask a girl out, but can't do that when you're in freaking quarantine. And when there's a pandemic on the hand that breaks the school up. So what happened was around mid-March, I think maybe even March 12th or something, school shut down. So we started the whole quarantine phase. I live in Pennsylvania, so when I don't know where you guys where your school started back up, but here in Pennsylvania, mid-March is when they shut down, at least public schools. And then so we went home, and for the first couple months, for the first month, nothing from school. They said they'd be starting online classes soon, and I just played Digimon. Digimon Story, Cyber Sleuth. That game was amazing. I loved it to death. I already made a video, so I won't talk anymore on it, though. And then we finally got our online classes, and it really wasn't that much work. Like, I'm in honors level classes. I'm taking advanced placement level classes next year to hopefully be able to apply for this. It's called the AP exam, which if you do well, if you pass the AP exam, basically it counts that you've passed a mandatory college course. So I think, alright, so I don't really know that much, but for the first year of college, you have to take sort of your fundamental classes, like your math, your science classes, before you get into what you specifically are going to college for. Which for me, it would be paleontology, science related, but I still have to take math and English classes. I think that's how it works the first year, to get the fundamentals down, to kind of go over what you did in high school. But if you pass the AP exam, you get to skip that class for the first year, which helps save costs, because college is so damn expensive. It's so expensive. It's ridiculous. When I have kids, man, and they have to pay for college, my wallet is going to be crying. My bank is going to be crying. My bank account is going to be crying. It's insane how expensive it can get. I mean, that's one of the perks of being an American right now. So, I've been taking these higher level classes, but online classes, they're not a good environment for learning. It's not. I mean, literally, I just don't learn in online classes. It's not that I don't pay attention to the work, because I do. I'm fully concentrated on not, doing my work, but watching a Pokemon episode, or Beyblade, or, I don't know, freaking Cybertron VGC in the background. No. I mean, I'm listening to music, but I'm fully concentrated in my work, and I always make sure before I turn my work in, if I fully understood it, and then if I need to, I'll just go back to redo it again, if need be. And I always made sure to turn in work that I thought was one of my best efforts, because I didn't want it to appear like I was slacking just because we had online classes. But yet again, online classes, they weren't engaging. Now, it was just here's some videos, here's some PowerPoint presentations, go do stuff. That's fine. We do that in school. But it was just so unengaging for me, and I had such a tough time paying attention. Now, of course, I did pay attention the best I could, but I just could not learn anything. I could not retain the information as well as I did in a school environment. I think the part of the reason why is it's all about environment for me. When I can't just go home, go to my bedroom and do my homework, because my bedroom is an environment for me to just chillax and sleep. Not an ideal area to do work and to be hyper focused or to study for an honors test you have the next day. Not an ideal environment. I'll study in the kitchen where I know my parents will be walking in and out, so if I'm not paying attention, it's gonna look bad, so I should pay attention. And it's an area where I can focus. So it's all about environment. That's why with these online classes, if I'm sitting there for 4 hours doing work on a computer, and I'm still doing it. I'm doing it in the kitchen because it's that environment that makes me feel the most productive. But I'm still at home. Home is a sense of just where you sleep, where you eat, where you do everything, but not schoolwork. Because schoolwork's meant for school. So in that mindset, it's hard to break that sort of mindset and then try your dang hardest at your schoolwork, which is what I was struggling with. And now, with school, I mean, okay, going back to the coronavirus. All right, quick thing. We're going to talk about the coronavirus a lot in this because the coronavirus is the center for pretty much every single problem at this freaking point. But I'm just going to say this. I'm doing what I can. I'm being very responsible, always wearing a mask, always staying my distance, doing what I can. But I can't say the same for others, and the coronavirus is just especially screwing America over. But we're going to continue with school because what I want to do is I have a couple topics I want to talk about, and I want to fully finish one before I go to the other, because if not, I will be jumping around and it will not be enjoyable to listen to, in my opinion. So let's keep talking about school. So this coming our school starts in September because we got out early because our school was under renovation. So we're heading back to September so they can finish it. Now, I got an email from my school saying children can either attend school or take online classes. Now, I will not be taking online classes, at least at this point, because who the frick knows what's going to happen. Because the COVID's great, and being number one in the world for cases, go USA, is also great. Sarcasm, by the way. So, school starts up in the fall. Possibly. We don't even know at this point, but I'm going to go over what my school schedule looks like and then go over my thoughts on how COVID is going to impact this. Now, one thing I will say throughout this video, I'm going to be talking about the coronavirus a lot, if you did not gather that. If you did not gather that from kind of my expressions, how I've been talking and whatnot, this is just about COVID and just other general things that I need to get off my chest. And if you guys are listening, I truly, truly appreciate it. I like doing these videos where I can just talk to you guys and just talk about what I want. And we'll be uploading VGC content, VGC podcasts. Oh, shoot, my mic. We're good. All right. We're good. All right. So I do like uploading content in which I can just talk to you guys about some stuff happening in my life. Oh, shoot. Some stuff happening in my life. So I think that's really good. My mic's falling again. We will be back in a moment, boys. All right. Are we good? I think we're good. Okay. So, school. Like here's my issue. Okay. So at least as right now, I'm college bound. I want to go to college. I want to become a paleontologist. So that means at least 4 years of college, but preferably 6 years. I think, which is a doctorate degree, preferably a doctorate degree, to have a lot of knowledge in the field. Why is my camera like trying to focus? Okay, camera, that's weird. But school, I'm taking advanced placement classes. I'm taking advanced placement, world history, I think, advanced placement environmental science, and honors Brit Lit. And then just college prep, math. And our school, the levels of classes go from just the regular classes are at the very bottom, then college prep, then honors, then AP is like AP are the toughest classes that you can take at our school, I'm pretty sure. But I'm taking 2 AP classes. Those are year long because our school normally runs off of a college schedule. So we have half our classes in the fall semester and half our classes in the spring semester, but longer classes each day. So instead of a 45-minute math, you get an hour and a half math per day. So with all these classes in mind, yes, I'm in a public high school, but I still want to get the best education I can. And I learn the best when I can go face-to-face with my teachers, go in for extra help, have that physical interaction. And I saw with online learning, at least finishing up the last semester, that it clearly did not work for me. I just do not like online learning, so that's why hopefully if there is the option available to go back to school, hopefully I will be going back to school, just because online classes I just can't stand, and I really just want to do my regular classes because I learn better when I'm just in a classroom environment rather than an online environment. I talked to my one friend. I recently hung out with my one friend, and he said that he learns well in an online environment. So it's different. It's different for different people, obviously. But for me, I just can't stand an online environment. It just doesn't. I can't perform well, and I can't perform my best in an online environment. But the hot discussion right now is, are we even going to be going back to school? Because let me tell you, coronavirus cases in the United States are skyrocketing. And here's the issue. So think about it like this. The school system, our school has 1,600 kids. And what the school is thinking of doing is basically doing 1 day is online and 1 day. So half of the kids, 800 kids do online classes the 1 day. Then the other 800 go to school that day, and then they switch. Think about that though. Let's just say 800 kids in a school environment. They're interacting with everyone else. Let's say one person has the coronavirus. Then they get in contact, or someone else gets the coronavirus. Then they're bringing that home to their parents, grandparents, guardians, whatever. And then let's say if the guardians catch that, the grandparents, the parents catch that, they could then transfer that to other people. So it's this link chain of events that could spiral out of control and cause cases to just skyrocket through the roof again. I mean, U.S. could hit 5 million cases easily if that were to happen. So that's why, at least I've been hearing small bits of talk on the radio. That's why they're thinking of not reopening schools back up. Which, yet again, if they decide not to reopen schools back up, that's screwing people over because, number one, what the frick are the parents going to do with their children? Number two, education. Number three, as much as teenagers say school sucks and it's like a prison, the schedule is very nice. And without a schedule, like many do not have schedules in quarantine, it's really hard to stay motivated and to stay happy. And you start to realize that school is a hell of a lot better than this. Now, for me, I was never really one of those teenagers that was like, yeah, screw school. School's the freaking worst. I hate my teachers. I wish they burned. Freak school. No, I just viewed it as school has its ups and downs and all. I will state the pros and the cons to you, in my opinion. I'm not going to do that right now, but I look at it from, I'm a very analytical person, if you haven't already noticed. So I tend to try to keep a good eye or a good view on this and not be closed-minded. I want to be very open-minded about topics. But if schools do open back up, that presents a problem of, there's going to be 800 kids in our school. And let's say they don't divide the classes, 1,600 kids. And the email said that students may be are encouraged to wear a mask. No. Students damn better wear a mask. They better. No. that it should be a requirement, not an encouragement, that they wear a mask. Come on. Safety. Safety is important. And they're saying, well, encouragement. You know the whole Jack in the Box? No! Wear a mask! I'll get into my anger about people that aren't wearing a mask later once we're done with school. I'm going to wrap school up because we're already at 20 minutes. But you're going to have so many kids congested in these hallways, so there's no social distancing going on. So everyone's going to be forced to wear a mask. Then what happens when you got to eat lunch? You got to take your mask off. What happens if someone coughs, you know? And then the whole freaking school is going to be in a panic. It'll be like, instead of United States students being scared of school shootings because they happen so much, we'll be scared of someone coughing. We'll go into a freaking lockdown when someone coughs. Every time someone coughs, we'll go into a lockdown and start screaming. That's what school's going to be like. Like, how? You can't eat with the mask on. So you're exposing all these students to it. Now, you could say students will eat in their classroom. I think that's the plausible explanation. And then that students will go down to the cafeteria with their mask on, receive their food, head back up to their classrooms, and then sit at the desk, like spaced out evenly so kids are away from one another, and then eat their food. And you can converse, but no like sitting together or something. I feel like that's how it would go down if it were up to me, and then they would just return the trays and go downstairs. That's how it would go to me. But we're going to see how school goes. I have absolutely no idea. Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. What you think is going to happen with the school environment. I don't really know. All right. Next topic. We're going to talk about the beach. So let me get some water real quick. So, we do go down to the beach quite a bit in New Jersey. We're just down for 2.5 weeks, or like 2 weeks roughly. 1 week to celebrate 4th of July with the family, and then it's like a week and a half with my one friend from Pittsburgh, who I hung out with. Now, it's a great getaway from where I am, because from where I am, I don't have my license yet, or I don't have my permit or my license, so I can really only walk up to a country store, and that's my that's what's in walking distance. So, not too much exciting stuff happening around my small country town. But at the beach, there's tons of stuff that you can do. Although you gotta be safe because, of course, coronavirus. Sorry about my mic. God, I gotta stop hitting it. That probably just freaks people out, scares people. But about the coronavirus, you got to be careful. Beach is much more congested. And when I mean the beach, I don't specifically mean the sand, the water. I mean just restaurants, shops, walking on the sidewalk. It's a lot more congested. So you got to be careful. And I'm just going to talk about the beach. I'm not going to talk about what I did down there. Biked. Went to the beach. Typical beach stuff, of course. Typical beach stuff. But people don't wear masks. People wear masks when you're required to wear masks, like in stores. But people, so I think New Jersey came out with this law that said that even if you're on a sidewalk if you're on a sidewalk and you can't stay 6 feet apart from someone, you must wear a mask. Now, because I'm a cautious little white boy, I decided I'm just going to wear a mask all the freaking time. So whenever I'm out on the sidewalk and we're walking somewhere, I'm just wearing a mask. Doesn't matter. I'm not taking the risk. I still might get COVID, but I'm limiting my risk all as possible. And at the same, that doesn't even make sense, because at the same time, by going to the beach, I'm increasing my risk to get COVID. But whenever you're at a store, you gotta wear a mask. Whenever you're on the sidewalk, you gotta wear a mask. And people don't stay 6 feet away from each other. You try for the most part. I mean, I do, but sometimes you just can't. Another thing that I want to talk about 2 more things, and then we'll move on from the beach. My head feels light. Whatever. I'll have my banana and I'll be fine. Shoutouts to Wolf Glick for bananas. They're good. Alright. So we went deep sea fishing the other day. We were on a boat with 60 people. Now, it was not my suggestion to do this, although it was fun. It was a big boat, by the way. Big boat. It was one of the adults' suggestions, and I would have been the only one that would have been not interested in going. So we went. I caught a very small shark, probably about this long. Did we eat it? No, I don't like seafood, but I caught it and then I released it. It was pretty neat. I forget what they're called. I think they're called dog fins, although I could be very, very, very wrong. But we were on the boat for about 4 hours. I wore my mask for almost the entire time, and I don't know if I have it on me. No, I don't have my mask on me, but it's like a mesh. It's very breathable. It's a very breathable mask, so I didn't feel like I was gonna pass out and feel like I needed more air. I felt fine in it. But while on the boat, you were standing right next to people. Now, I was lucky enough that, I stood, you're standing maybe 2 feet away from someone when they're fishing, so it's not 6 feet distancing. Because, let's be real, the activities that my mom and everyone else wanted to do, I was the only one that was truly visibly concerned. And I would have ruined the experience for everyone if I said not to go, because then other people would have to stay home. And I was with my one friend, in which he's from Pittsburgh, and I only see him once a year, so I'm not gonna dip like that. But you know what people didn't wear outside? Fucking masks. They did not wear masks, bro. So the person right next to me, this guy in his 30s, 40s, bigger guy, he wasn't wearing a mask. It was 2 feet away from me. I was always wearing a mask. Always. Unless I was at my table and no one else around me eating or applying sunscreen, I was wearing a mask. Or using the bathroom, I was wearing a mask. And there was one thing that annoyed me. There was one of the helpers that helped you put bait on your rod, or if the string got caught or got tangled, he would help you out. He had one of those not bandanas, but a mask that it goes all the way over the back, and you can kind of pull it up like this, and it kind of just covers all the way around. I forget what they're called, but he had one of those around his neck. But whenever he would walk over to someone, he never used it. So here I have this 50 to 60, probably 60-year-old guy. Not prime demographic, but could have had it, coming up to me without a mask on. And because I called him over because I needed help because my rod, the string was caught. So I had my mask on, so I was doing my deed, but he wasn't. Now I get it. He's working all day. It's hot out. I get that. He's 60. But at least let's say, sometimes he's standing around cutting fish that people caught, so the families could take it home later. Skinning, gutting them, and whatnot. When he's doing that, he's not really around anyone, so he can just take his mask off. When someone calls him over, he can just pop it on real quick, and go. But no, of course he didn't. And the most annoying thing was the couple of times he had his mask on, his nose wasn't covered. so it doesn't do anything. If you're gonna put a mask on, cover your nose. Cover your nose if you put a mask on. So you want the mask to cover this area, in between here, like in between here. Cover this area, right here. I mean, that's rough, but you want the mask to cover this area. Now, I don't have a mask up in this room, but I mean, it's self-explanatory. Wear a mask and wear it right. Because this is no joke. We're the number one country in the freaking world for cases by, I think, 900,000 people. We have, I think we have world record numbers by the day. And yet people don't give a flipping crap. Now, speaking of people not giving a flipping crap, let's talk about the beaches. Because actually, people did give a crap about the COVID. Everywhere you went, families were more than 6 feet apart on the beaches. Now, in the water was the exception, but you can still see there was not a cluster of people. They were spread out, trying to keep their distance the best they could. So actually, I thought the beaches, I was pleasantly surprised. I was expecting to see just utter chaos. But no, beaches were actually fine. Stage your distance, of course. You could go into the water and stage your distance away from everyone, of course. Best you could. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't that congested. I mean, I don't really have much to say. I mean, I went to the beach. So in itself, I put myself at risk there. But it was my parents that wanted to go. So let's say I get COVID and die. I'll blame it on my parents. Sounds fair. I hope my mom and dad are watching this, so they just see me be like, "Oh, yep, it's your fault. Your son died from COVID." No, but the reason why I'm very cautious with the whole COVID thing is I actually want to live. I don't know. Like, contrary to popular belief, me as a teenager, or contrary to popular belief, not all teenagers want to kill themselves. This one right here, he wants to live. He wants to live, grow, have a good life. I don't need any COVID. I don't need COVID-19. I don't need COVID-20 because that's probably going to happen at some point. I don't need the Chinese swine flu. I'm good. I don't want that stuff. So we're doing, at least I'm doing the best that I can. Wearing a mask, staying the distance. With that. Oh, one other thing. There's another thing I want to talk about. There's these inflatables down at the beach on the bay side, and they're basically just imagine a bouncy house. Inflate. You know what inflatables are. I don't have to freaking explain it. But by the water, by the bay, and it's like a walk-in until there's enough people. And then you have to wait 45 minutes for the next group. And there's slides. There's, I don't even know. A seesaw. There's it's not rock climbing, but climbing on these inflatables. So handlebars you can climb up. There's many other fun things to do. But we were going to do that. I was going to do that with my friend. At least my mom wanted me to do that with my friend. But I just opted out just because so many people are on them. No one's staying 6 feet apart there. No one is. No. There's literally 2 kids right next to each other. Like this. Like that. 2 kids. Alright, there's just a bunch of them. They're not in the way. And the inflatables, do you know how many germs are on those things? Yeah, no. For COVID, I'm good. I'm good on COVID. I don't want to catch the COVID-19 from there. So that's all I wanted to talk about from the beach. I don't really know what else I want to talk about. Just the whole. All right, so we're going to talk about COVID, and then I'm going to move on a bit. So, I think Dr. Fauci or whatever, Anthony Fauci or whatever his name is, said we might not even be out of the first wave of COVID. And we saw things start to open back up. Obviously, cases soared because that's just going to happen. But now places starting to shut back down because it got so bad. And And the economy's going to tank. Local businesses are pretty much getting bent over and raped. They're just getting screwed over. Now, I don't usually use this terminology, but I'm just mad at this current point in time. And I just want to talk. I want to talk about things, stuff like that. And just, I feel a certain way about these subjects. So if the economy goes back and stores are forced to close again, school's not opening. Nothing's opening. So are we gonna be stuck in this state of opening, closing? I mean, if we just stay close, the economy is gonna tank any further. And what Donald Trump put out I'm not going to make this political. I'm just gonna say this. Donald Trump spent let's put it this way. What I'm about to say is nothing to do with how Donald Trump handled the situation, because I'm not into politics. I'm just going to talk about what it did and how it affected. Because honestly, I don't care about politics. I'm going to be real. I find it too complicated, so I don't really pay attention. Now, I did pay attention in class when we learned about what do Democrats want, what do Republicans want, because I felt that, when I get to voting age, I will vote, obviously, but I'm not going to be that one person that's going to follow Donald Trump's Twitter and retweet everything or just read everything, or even Hillary Clinton's Twitter or a Democrat. It doesn't really matter. But let's get on topic at hand. I don't know, the $3 trillion bill to help with was it the relief bill? So every citizen based upon wage gets a thing, and that didn't really help just because our country, everything's closed, so the economy's still tanking. So that doesn't matter. I don't know what country handled it. I think Sweden. Actually, no. Yeah. Hold on. I'm getting tired. Less energetic. Just because after this, I need to go probably work out. Just because I haven't worked out in a while. I'm going to talk about that in this podcast as well, or not in this podcast, but in this little thing. Hold on. But so I think Sweden handled it better. Economy is just gonna. Their economy, they kind of rebounded all right. And they rebounded well, but U.S. is just tanking, never-ending sight. It's wonderful. It's great. I mean, I don't really know too much about it, but we're gonna see where it ends up. But hopefully, places aren't forced to shut down again, because that'd be just terrible for the economy. Okay, well, other thing I want to talk about, China. Now, I don't know. I haven't looked at articles and stuff. I've gotten my news from a commentary YouTuber. So take it as you will. Optimus. Take it as you will. I'm not throwing Optimus under the bus here by any means, because I'm just going to throw out my opinions on the matter. I'm not going to get very factual with it. But China's just a show right now. Citizens are protesting this the communist ways, and they want pro-democracy. And the government is responding negative, the government. I don't exactly know how, I don't exactly know what's happening, but the government is not responding well. And apparently, I think it was Hong Kong was given to China by Great Britain, and Great Britain's agreement was, okay, you can have Hong Kong, but Hong Kong stays democratic. And then China's like, all right, that's chill. And then they decided recently, all right, that's not chill. And they decided to enforce their very strict ways upon China. And then everyone just got pissed. Because China is just communist country, and they pretty much broke the agreement, so they're doing some sketchy stuff. And even I think China is rated very high on the list for one of the worst quality of lives for a citizen, probably up there with I don't know, fucking Congo. I mean, I don't really know any other countries. I don't want to say a country and then it be actually a good place to live, because I'm not that good with I'm not that good with world history and whatnot. So that's the China issue right now. And then there's a swine flu that China had, and they're trying to contain it. Hopefully they're actually going to do something more so it doesn't turn into another COVID thing. That would be terrible. At this point, I would be ready to just go after China. But moving on. Things I've been doing in quarantine. I want to talk about things I've been doing in quarantine to keep myself busy. Number one, it's got to be playing video games. I just playing video games. Digimon, Pokemon, VGC. I've played Fossil Fighters. That's like a Pokemon-esque game, but you dig up dinosaur bones, revive them, fight them. You might have seen Jaden Animation's video on Fossil Fighters. Just recently replayed it. Awesome game. I'm gonna replay Fossil Fighter Champions. I'm just playing a ton of video games. Playing Minecraft as of late. Minecraft's a great game. Spent my time learning about tech. I've been learning about tech. I've been taking apart my desktop. I've been looking at computer components, and I'm not a very techie person, but I'm starting to get to actually be starting to understand all these tech YouTube channels, what they're talking about, understand all these definitions, all these terms, and start to understand all the computer components, or all the components that go into a computer. I've taken out all of the major components in my computer and then put them back in successfully. So I've been spending quite a lot of time learning about all the components of a computer, following, or not following like on Twitter, but like following news-wise these huge companies like NVIDIA, AMD, Intel, those sort of companies, to understand, what's the next step for them and whatnot. I've been learning lots of tech, just because tech actually does interest me quite a lot. And so I do want to learn more about tech. So that's what I've been also doing. Another thing I've been doing is reading a little bit of books. Just now, I haven't read all these books. Actually, the books, I've only read the books over here. That's like the kids section. This is like my dad's section, all the way across. He reads a lot. I do as well. Not as much as I used to, but I do read as well. Reading is a great way to pass time and whatnot. Another thing I've been doing is since I'm 16, I'm going to be applying for my driver's permit. Hopefully this week. I asked my dad, and he said maybe. I read the manual. The manual was 108 pages. Now, like 20 of those pages was like glossary and a lot of agreement stuff, or not agreement, but a lot of stuff that you didn't necessarily have to read. They just put it in there because they had to. It's like the mumbo jumbo at the beginning of a book that you don't have to read before the start, and after the end they have a glossary and whatnot. But okay, so I read 80 pages about for this driver's permit, the manual, and then I took practice tests online. That took me a while, and I started. My parents drove me to church parking lots, and we started practicing driving since I'm 16. I'm going to start driving soon. So I've been also, that is taking up my time. Another thing that's taking up my time is oh my god, the lighting's so bad now. You can see that? Yeah, sorry about the lighting, guys. This lighting's terrible. I'm going to just, whenever I want to make a video, I'll just record it on my Mac and go in my room because the lighting is very bad here. But I wanted to push out a video here for you guys because I know I mean, at least to me, I find these videos very enjoyable to make. Another thing I've been doing is working out a lot. I work out every day. Do a good 45-minute workout on the elliptical. A really, really hard workout, burn 600 calories. Do weights. Then I do sit-ups and push-ups every day. And I've actually lost, I think, around 20 pounds over quarantine. Between probably, a little bit before quarantine, but between February and now, I've lost around 25 pounds, I think. 20 pounds. So, yeah, I've been working out a lot. I mean, you can't really see it because of the blinding, but like that, we're getting there. I mean, hold on. Someone's gonna take a screenshot of this, but we're getting there. You can start to see the definition there, like the little bulge, like the tennis ball is starting to form. That's what I call these a tennis ball. Tennis ball starting to form. Working out just makes me feel really good about myself, and you honestly have a lot more energy. Another thing, for working out, guys, please work out. Especially in this time, I'm not saying I felt down during this time, but it gives you a lot of energy, and during this time people tend to feel more depressed. suicidal, and working out helps you get those. I don't know if they're called endorphins. I think they're called endorphins. Good endorphins going, and it just makes you feel better about yourself. Another thing I want to discuss is that I spent a lot of time. I actually haven't showed this on the channel yet, but I do play VR, and I've been spending a lot of time in VR playing games. Primarily VR chat. It's a very fun game to pass time. We'll probably play it after I record and upload this video. But you just pop in. I mean, you have controllers, obviously, but it's so fun to just go in, talk to people, play games. Star Wars is on here. I'm going to. I recently just finished this game called The Vanishing of Ethan Carter, which was like a murder mystery game. Very fun, very cool game. So I'm spending time playing VR and learning about VR. Actually, I got into tech through VR because I got my VR headset back in around literally like maybe January 5th. I think is when I got it. And so I started getting into tech around that time. So, and then I've been also down the beach, and I had virtual Boy Scout camp, which for like merit badges, so that kept me busy as well. So that's what I've been doing in quarantine. Honestly, tell me in the comments below what you've been doing to occupy yourself in quarantine, and actually go into great detail. Don't just say, I mean, you can just say video games, but I would like to know what are some of your highlights, or what are some of the things that you haven't really taken an interest before, but now you're taking an interest to, or doing it because you have all this extra time, or just something that fascinates you that you've gotten into, or something that you appreciate more now that you haven't before because of quarantine. I mean, quarantine, it sucks. I mean, it's not even quarantine at this point because you can go out, but the living during a pandemic, it sucks, especially since the world. I want to make sure I don't knock my mic over. Since the world is in such a frenzy, people are crazy. People just get crazy over this stuff. I'm just checking out my acne. I need to work on that a bit. Yeah, but people just go crazy. Dude, my haircut literally looks like Leffen's. If you know Leffen from like Smash Melee, if you just like go to his YouTube channel right now, look at my haircut compared to Leffen's. All right, so the color's not exactly on, but it looks kind of similar. But yeah, I don't really know what else I have on my mind other than, okay, I do want to talk about, since we're 47 minutes in, I don't want to ramble. I don't want to ramble because literally I wanted to talk about the beach, school, COVID, and China, and cover those issues a bit. But I do want to talk about the direction of the channel. I'm at a point now where I'm kind of getting bored in quarantine. I know I just came back from the beach, but I want to get into a routine. I want to start, pumping out stuff. I mean, I'm getting into my workouts again. I'm actually going to apply for a job at supermarket so I can start making money. But I want to get into a routine. I want to get into that routine, so I don't feel bored, so I don't feel down. Because when you have a routine, it makes you have a purpose, essentially. So you want to get back, or I want to get back into that routine. I want to make videos for you guys. Just making videos makes me feel happy, and I really enjoy, especially at this time, being able to put out content for you guys that you enjoy, especially at a time like this where a lot of people need a video could make put out by someone could make their day so much better just because of this certain time that we're in. I know you guys like entertainment, and I really do want to start getting to YouTube. I mean, my goal would be hopefully, okay, this obviously isn't realistic. Okay, actually, maybe it is realistic. 100 subs by the end of the year would be actually really nice. I'm going to try to do that. And also tell me if you like me looking up at the webcam or looking down, because I feel like looking up at the webcam is weird, but I feel like maybe if I just look straight ahead, that also looks weird because I'm kind of like neglecting to use the webcam that I have. I don't really know, but more content is coming your way. Content is going to arrange from, at least in my head right now, what I'm thinking of is just going to be talk videos, VGC, and the podcast series, and just some showdown games. And that is what the content is going to be for right now. Until I think of something else. Maybe if I can figure out how to record VR, I might record some VR chat. Who the frick knows? Honestly, don't know at this point. But that's enough rambling for today. I could sit here and talk for quite a while more. But I hope you guys did enjoy today's little talk video, and I will obviously fix the lighting. This is just, I wanted to get this video out, and I hope you guys enjoyed listening to this. And tell me your thoughts in the comments below of what do you think of these kind of videos? Do you think they're enjoyable? Tell me what I could have done better. Other than lighting, because that's pretty obvious. Let's be fair. Just tell me what I could have done better. Tell me if you liked it. Tell me if you didn't like it, and tell me what you liked about it. Tell me what you didn't like about it. Click that like button if you liked it. Dislike that, or click that dislike button if you disliked it. Click that subscribe button to stay tuned for more. And it's gonna be daily content for you guys. Daily content coming your way from Everglade Glade. So anyways, guys, I'm Everglade Glade. Hope you enjoyed today's little rant video of just stuff I need to get off my chest. I appreciate it if you made it to the end. But anyways, peace out.